Hello lovies, welcome back to another video. I thought I would make a video on my Reiki healing experience because I just saw a Reiki healer a few days ago and I scheduled this appointment back in like November of 2025 specifically to happen in the new year because my soul was just like, wait. And boy am I glad I waited, because this experience, one, healed so many wounds regarding me and energy workers. I walked in very guarded, I walked out very guarded, and I just felt like I needed this beyond just having my energy cleanse. I needed faith restored and seeking outward help because I've just been burned by too many energy healers in the past in different ways. But two, with all my chaos of 2025 and just even this past month and a half, I needed to get reconnected to my soul. And I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm delving into my Reiki experience, what I'm working on, what I've had epiphanies about, what I've released ideology-wise, and what's next, what I'm looking towards the future for. So first things first, I told zilch about myself to this Reiki healer. I just typed like 2 sentences to her in the little inform me about you box. I said, I'm going through a lot right now and I need my energy cleanse. So walking in, she knew nothing of me, I knew nothing of her. It was very fresh. And as I said, this is in part because I just have been burned by energy healers in the past. They've tried to be fortune tellers with me and at times project things onto me that just felt so misaligned and made my nervous system more than relaxed. And two, I've just been taken advantage of and burned, and I felt like so much of 2025 was my life being lit on absolute fire. Someone just poured kerosene on it and went pfft. So I'm very guarded naturally. I'm no longer an open book that shares everything about myself with anybody and everybody. So I walk in and she's the sweetest woman ever. She's so sweet. She hugs me. She tells me she can feel my energy is very guarded, but she did get 3 downloads pertaining towards moi. And those 3 downloads were, I'm kind, I'm meek, and I have been taken advantage of. And she handed me this piece of paper, so I'm kind of reading off her notes. And to those 3 downloads she got, I said fact. I said fact. I very much have felt taken advantage of for such a majority of my life by so many different people in so many different ways. And then I confided in her after she shared her downloads. I really am coming here because I feel like I've lost connection to my soul. Like after I got my septoplasty in the beginning of December, I really felt that I switched back into an old pattern of myself, and I switched back into old ideologies that really once had a grip on me, and I didn't know how to get into connection with my soul again. It just felt like I was so disconnected. And she shared that every time you go under anesthesia, your soul leaves your body and it just kind of hovers. And sometimes it goes back, other times it stays hovering because it feels like the body's not safe. And that statement, the body is not safe, my body is not safe, is so true. We began our healing session. She took down notes throughout it, clearing my energy. And then at the end of her clearing my energy, I felt like I was floating. I felt like a little fairy just coming off the bed. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much lighter. And I could feel so many tingles. The whole session just felt like I was floating in the ocean back and forth. And I was getting so many beautiful memories of me playing at the beach or envisioning me with my love, like just so, I was just surrounded in love, and it was so, so beautiful. And then it got serious because she pulls out this piece of paper and she's like, so here are the downloads I got. She said, you really feel it's not safe in general, and it's not safe in your body. Bingo, bango, right on the money. I feel like I'm making the breakthrough. I've broken the glass ceiling on this one. But it's been a journey. I have never felt safe in my life. Ever, ever, ever. Too many circumstances were always over blipping the other. I never had time as a child or a teen or even in college as a young adult to ever step back and process anything entirely until, I'd argue, this past year and a half. So a lot of my trauma got suppressed and then started coming in through nightmares, and that never made me feel safe. And those nightmares got worse after surgery, and my paranoia got even worse. But that's besides the point. I have never just felt safe in my body at any point in my life. And a lot of my life, I based my safety on my relationships with friends and my romantic partners, because those would be the individuals I ran to if they were not the ones causing me harm, because there were many instances in my life where my friends ended up being the ones causing me pain, or a romantic partner. So everybody began to really just feel unsafe, and I began to really, really isolate, and then not even really trust myself, because I'm getting blips of memories, and then I'm going to therapy, and I'm like, why is this coming back now? Why can't I remember this? Like, why has it been so blocked out? So the topic of me never feeling safe is so, so true. And to even take it further back, I feel like I was born in this world not feeling safe. I've always been told by my mother, when I was born, I didn't eat the first 4 days. I refused to eat. And all the doctors and nurses were scared that I would die, because if you don't eat within the first 4 days, you're at risk of dying as an infant. And I don't know if it's because I had a bunch of past lives where I died young. I don't know if it's because I was born knowing just how tumultuous the first quarter of my life would be, and I was scared. I was like, why did I sign up for this? Or something she kind of touched on, I don't know if it's because I physically carried in generational bitterness, since there has been a theme on my paternal and maternal side of the families of abuse, especially abuse towards women. And I know this from the stories of my grandparents. I know this from the stories of my mom, and like my mom's grandma was so obsessed with Ancestry.com. We discovered real quick a lot of stories about my family and their history. And on an energetic level, I can just feel there's a lot of anger and sadness with women. And I was carrying a lot of their bitterness physically, as you can carry generational trauma either physically or spiritually. So she cleansed that out. And that felt to really remove that aspect of I'm not safe that I was kind of born with. And then I'm removing the aspect of I'm not safe in my body and no one's safe right now, and releasing 12:34 as I'm filming this. Releasing the need to be in a relationship or have friendships or just put my happiness on someone else because they're like my rock. And I'm not saying I don't ever want a best friend or a rock, but at the end of the day, it's a lot to put your happiness on another individual, especially to feel if I don't have this person, then I'm not safe. Like, that's scary. That's a very scary place to be, and that's a place I was in for such a long time. And now I'm finally releasing and letting go. And I'm making more peace with I've arguably always, or just really recently had immense peace with this, but now I've really made peace with it. And it's that people aren't forever. Even your forevers aren't forever. And a lot of people come in your life to teach you a lesson and then dip. Or sometimes we have soul contracts with everyone. And sometimes someone's supposed to be in your life for a period of time, and then they're meant to go on their own healing journey, and you continue your healing journey, and then life will bring your past back around when you're aligned. And I truly believe that. I truly believe soul contracts, we don't know their dates and their times. That's up to the divine. But no one is permanent, and if they're meant for you, they will come back. You just have to release the control and need to have over that individual in time. And the same goes on the flip side. From my experiences of being taken advantage of and not feeling safe, I've grown very comfortable in what many would say is ghosting people. Just ghosting, walking away, never speaking to someone again. Or really blocking them, removing them as a follower, like putting distance between me and an individual. And all day you can say that's a trauma response. Yeah, you're kind of right. But I think I don't look at it necessarily as a trauma response. I more look at it as, one, I was conditioned kind of young that confrontation equals aggression. It's going to equal attack. And many people in my life are individuals that conditioned me. There's not one sole person that did that. Whenever I was trying to confront someone for how they made me feel, it got reversed on me in 9 out of 10 scenarios. I'm not going to say 10 out of 10, but majority of scenarios, confrontation equaled attack. And so I quickly just learned confrontation's not the way to go unless you really, really want to preserve a friendship. And if someone is taking advantage of you and trying to get you to do their beck and call and manipulate you, they're not worth confronting. You just leave. And in the same breath, if I'm meant to ever cross paths with someone I've ghosted or walked away from, you best believe the universe will bend, snap, do whatever bippity boppity boo my path back onto theirs. So I can sit here all day and be like, I don't think I'm ever going to speak to that person again, but that's not definite. I don't know, because I'm not the divine. So if the divine wants me to cross paths with that person again, I will. And at the end of the day, I'm okay with that, because I know I'm always evolving and alchemizing and just trying to be a beacon of love. So when I meet them again, I'll meet them with love, respect, and kindness. Those are the 3 virtues I carry throughout how I treat everyone and anybody, is just with respect, kindness, and love. And I think that's what gets or makes people think I'm submissive and I'm easy to get info out of and be taken advantage of, is because I'm just naturally a very loving person. I have a very big heart, and that's what's made me become so guarded of my heart and my energy and who I surround myself with, because I don't want to surround myself with anxious, miserable people. It's scientifically proven your nervous system links to whomever you surround yourself with. So I want to surround myself with very confident people who are comfortable in their circumstances, or even have walked through battles similar to mine and alchemized from it. Like, I need very like-minded, energetic level people. And I'm in a period where I haven't met those people. Or if they've walked away, they're learning how to be that, and they'll come back when they are. That's where my mindset is at with that. But I very much have entered a period of just immense self-love. And another thing building off of It's Not Safe, she told me, she got the download of, is that I came here to show people love and how to love. And I've always felt like that's my vocation since I was 17. I will never come online and trauma dump entirely and say, boo-hoo, woe is me, all these bad things happen. Because at the end of the day, everything that's happened to me happened for a reason. Everything that's happened to me, I have alchemized, and it's just proven to me how much more brave I am than I thought, how strong I am, how confident, and how love conquers all. My love for myself, my love for those I love, like my family, my partner, it conquers all. And so I got no complaints. I am happy over here. And I've really, really worked so hard on that self-love and that confidence, because for so long I was just a shell of a human. I was meek in regards of I was submissive. I let my bullies win. I let my abusers win. I've read past diaries of my middle school and high school self, and it's just me fully hating on myself. Just such self-loathing talk, and it's so sad to read those. It's so sad to think I felt like I was the problem. I felt like I just wasn't meant to be here. And I can sit here and say for a lot of my life, I didn't want to be here, and I would try and make attempts on not being here. That's why I became an addict for a period of time. And thank God, the gods, the goddesses, all the angels that Koa was put on my path when I was 19, because man, I would not be here today if that kid did not show me or reignite that spark of love in me, because I just did not want to be here, and I didn't think anybody would believe my truth. I didn't think I would ever regain my full memory, so I could never adequately explain my emotions and my truths. And I'm just so grateful I never gave up on myself, and I continued to go to therapy. I've continued to stay with my psychiatrist. I've continued to really just work on healing my nervous system and not shy from sharing my truth. And a big, big thing she encouraged me was to keep speaking my truth, to open my throat chakra. And my throat chakra was not only chakra blocked. She also brought up my crown, my root, and my sacral. I was very shocked my heart chakra did not get brought up, but it didn't. She more said for my crown and my root, I need to work more on grounding. So true, so fair. I have 0 earth in my chart. I'm a Virgo rising, and that's the only earth I have in me. The rest is water, air, fire. So I really need to find more ways to ground myself. And although, while I wish I lived by a beach where I could just put my feet in the water every single day, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I got creeks, rivers, and lakes, and I'm a hypochondriac, so I'm kind of scared of worms and bacteria, so I need to make peace with that. But I find my showers moments of grounding. I do find walks in the park with my dog and just exploring with my pup very grounding. And I'm really working on finding my purpose, because I have all this love and confidence, and I'm now a very confident person in my intelligence and my passions and whom I love and my circumstances. And I know I'm destined for greatness, and I'm destined to get it all through divine time. I'm not going to say I know when or how, but I really feel like I'm in such a blessed position to be figuring out my purpose. And I feel my purpose, I agree with her, involves teaching and music. I really, really do feel like teaching, though, in regards of sharing my experience online. I don't feel like my vocation necessarily involves me going and getting a degree and teaching in a school. I'd much rather be a lawyer. I think my mom's up. I hope I didn't wake her. I'm on the opposite end of the house, so I really hope I didn't wake her. Or it's really interesting she brought up music, because music was always a passion of my life, but I kind of gave it up. There's so many noises going on downstairs. I'm so sorry. I'm like the dog from Up. I got a little ADHD, okay? I'm squirrel. But I gave up music kind of when I was 18 and during COVID. Since so many of my friends were going to pursue it, I didn't want to be in competition with them because I always felt to be in competition with my friends. And that's finally a pattern I broke, or I'm breaking still. I feel like I'm still having to set boundaries with people, and I can spot patterns a mile away. But to be encouraged to pursue music again was very beautiful and wholesome. Because music also saved my life. Another big reason why I quit going down the path of self-destruction is I lost my singing voice. And for a majority of my life, I was a very well-trained, vocally trained mezzo-soprano. So once I lost my voice, I was devastated, and I'll never forget crying hysterically sobbing on my bathroom floor that I couldn't even sing in the alto range. My voice was just shot, and my vocal cords were on the brink of giving out. So that was a big urge, and we gotta fix our act. Not only if we want to be alive, but if I want hope, we gotta clean this up. So I'm making it my mission also to practice music every day, or every day I can, because I'll have days like yesterday, I guess now, where I have to go kind of conquer a little battle. And it's going to take me time to simmer down, and music might not be the immediate call, but I do feel called to start turning my poetry into actual songs, write songs again, share me playing piano, share me singing, and work more in creative writing. Her and I talked about that, which I found to be very funny because I am writing a book right now. I'm writing 2 books. I have my poetry book and then another book that I'm really channeling this part of my life into. It's kind of therapeutic. And that's all I'll share on that, because I just want to put it out there and it be like, ba-da, before I share anything else, because I'm gatekeeping 4 big things, and I've made a video on that I'll post. I'm gatekeeping 4 big things, but I am throwing myself more into pursuing my passions, because I feel like I've been given the Willy Wonka golden ticket to right now in my life, and I'm very blessed I'm able to do this and just really put all my energy into acting and doing auditions, showing up to my acting class, making my management company happy. Hi, Brando. Hi, Richie. Love you. Modeling as well. I've always done modeling, just like I've always done acting. My mom, ever since I was a baby, had me doing photo shoots for like every season, every holiday, for as long as I could remember. I walked in the American Girl fashion show when I was in 4th grade. I was in musicals since I was 4. Like, I remember learning to read a script before an actual book. I was learning my lines and songs. And now I get to kind of do my middle school, high school dream of YouTube and sharing my story and hopefully inspiring others. And so if you've been thinking about seeing a Reiki healer, do it. Do it. I loved my session. I've scheduled a follow-up with her mid-February because my soul told me, do it then. And I know it's because I'm meant to have a little bit more of life play out. I meant to see a little more of what 2026 has in store before I go see her. And it's just going to be greatness when I go back and I see her. And I'm like, girl, here's the update. And also, here's the truth. Because she read me all of this. And yeah, that's everything. I've gone over everything. She read me all of this. And I just said, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Thank you. And I left. I got my dog. I went to Starbucks. And then we walked in a park for a good hour while I just let it all process. And then I slept for a good 2 days because energy work makes you very tired and feel very sore. Kind of just felt like I did the biggest workout of my life. And I did nothing. but just have my energy cleansed. But it was the best experience ever, and I will be seeing her regularly for energy maintenance. And I just really wanted to share my experience because I feel I'm finally closing so many cycles beginning of 2026, and I finally laid to rest that old version of myself. I have my soul back. I'm now back to happy, optimistic, everything's great. Love will conquer all, truth will conquer all. Oh my gosh, okay, can you tell I'm sweating? Thanks. I love this album set though. It was a Christmas gift. I'm back to Hannah. I'm back to me. And I'm back to the version I've been praying and crying to become. So, it feels really, really good. And I know I still have a lot of work ahead. I still have things I need to unpack and make peace with. But to have finally broken through this glass ceiling, I lack the words to describe my gratitude and just the yes emotions I'm feeling. And I'm so excited to share more updates because I will share updates on my Reiki journey and more of what I've learned and downloaded and how I'm healing and regulating my nervous system and taking back my mental health, taking back control of my life and my energy, and all the beautiful things to come. And that's kind of all I have to say in this video. As my screen goes dark, that's my confirmation. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I planted a seed or I unlocked Pandora's box and gave you the key to unchain yourself or whatever. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.